In this video, I'm going to tell you why I recommend my clients do just 2 to 3 working sets per muscle group per workout when they could be doing more sets and possibly making better, faster progress. I'm Coach Nate, owner at Steel. We've helped over 1,200 people over the last decade change their life with strength training. So we focus on strength training for the everyday man or woman, not bodybuilders, powerlifters, people trying to maximize their muscular strength and potential. No, we help everyday men and women who are looking to get lean, strong, and healthy so they can do the things they love with the people they love. They want to build muscle, they want to get stronger, but they're not trying to max those things out. And so I want to talk about why I recommend just 2 to 3 sets per muscle group per workout. So historically, I've always been more of a lower volume. If we're defining volume as the number of sets per workout we recommend. I've always been a lower volume guy, but this year I've been surprised. I've been surprised at just how low you can go with your training volume when you're using good form, a full range of motion, and taking those sets within about 1 rep shy of failure. When you do that, every single set that you do is going to deliver a lot of results. So when you are strength training properly, which again I define as using good form, so you stay safe and you're training the right muscles, full range of motion, so you're getting a maximum stimulus for the muscles you're working, and taking close to failure. It is the last 4 to 5 reps right before hitting failure that drive progress. So you want to get to that place where you could probably squeeze out one more rep and it's going to be a total grinder, super hard. You don't need to do that last rep, but get to the place where you could eke out one more with a ton of effort. Stop right before that rep. That's pretty much going to maximize the gains you're going to get from that set. You can do that last rep, but it tends to create more fatigue. Now, let's assume each of these sets is done like I laid out. Good form, full range of motion, taking close to failure. I've got my handy dandy chart here that I drew out. So if at the bottom, this is the number of sets you do per muscle group, okay, in a workout. And this is it's arbitrary, the unit of gains that you make, the progress that you're making, okay? So what's going on here? Well, your first set is going to give you the biggest amount of progress. Second set gives you the next biggest. Third set is the next biggest. And then, you keep going and you do make more progress with every set that you do to a point, but you can see it starts to level off. Okay. So if you're trying to maximize muscle gains, you want to say, I want to do as many sets as I can possibly recover from. We're going to talk about recovery here in just a second, because that plays into why I just recommend 2 to 3 sets. But one reason I just recommend 2 to 3 is hey, you can see really, really great progress with just 2 to 3 working sets. Like everybody watching this video, pretty much across the board, can see fantastic strength and muscle gains from just 2 to 3 working sets, as long as they're good form, full range of motion, taking close to failure. So could you do more? Sure, but you're doing a lot of work for a little benefit. And if you're not trying to maximize those things, you just want to look good, feel good, perform well, but you're not trying to be a bodybuilder, power lifter, then doing this extra work, I don't feel like it's worth it for the everyday person. The other thing is a time constraint, right? Like you can work out literally 2 days a week and hit this 3 days max. And you can do that. You can even do 4 sets per muscle group if you're training 3 days a week. But 2 days a week for 45 minutes, you can see incredible progress. That is what the majority of our clients do. Just 2 full body workouts every week, hitting each muscle group 2 to 3 sets per workout. You will see incredible, life-changing strength and muscle mass gains. I promise. And it might sound crazy. It sounds crazy to most people. Don't knock it till you try it. It sounds crazy, but it freaking works. Just give it a shot, okay? You'll thank me later. The other thing is fatigue. So sure, if you had infinite time in the gym and you didn't have to worry about recovery, do as many sets as you want, but you do have to worry about recovery. So while your gains per set starts to level off, the fatigue you're creating in each set, I'm going to draw over this, just continues to rise. Okay, see my dotted line there? your fatigue continues to go up. With every set that you do, you're racking up just as much fatigue as the previous set. So for every set you do, you get less, you get more progress overall total, but the gains that you're making is getting smaller and smaller, but the fatigue you're racking up is just as much, or might be getting even more fatiguing with every set that you do. So there comes a point where there is a sweet spot. Let's say you are trying to maximize your muscle gains, okay? This is the amount of work that you're doing. And look, these numbers are different for everybody, okay? But if you're trying to maximize your gains, there's going to be a middle ground, okay? And look, if you just keep doing more and more work, you're going to come all the way back down to zero if you do too much work, okay? Now, most of you aren't in danger of this. But let's say you are trying to maximize it, okay? There is a sweet spot. There is a middle ground. It's not just the more that you do, the better. The fitness industry has sold you a lie that, like, we're obsessed in the fitness industry with more, more, more. If some is good, then more is better. And it's not true, okay? There is a sweet spot for everything. But the problem with this is like the maximum, you could call it the maximum recoverable volume. And that's great if you are, again, you want to maximize those things. You're a bodybuilder, powerlifter, pro athlete. Of course, you want to toe that line of what you can recover from. But there are risks to towing the line, okay? This is where you're tapping into like the max amount of work that you can recover from. When you're towing that line, you run the risk of overshooting it. And the more fatigue you generate, the more at risk you're putting yourself for injury or just burnout. Just like, oh, I'm sick of working out because I'm just exhausted. My joints are beat up. And so I'm like, hey, like, I'm just over here like, hey guys, like, you don't have to do all of this. Like, you can look really good, like really, really good. You can build a lot of muscle and a lot of strength. Hang out here. Hang out here. Some of you are super busy. Hang out here. Like, this is going to add up on to very big progress over time. And the nice thing about staying on this side of the maximum amount of what you can recover from is you're always under your recovery capacity. So there's way less concern about injury or overdoing it. Okay? So I recommend 2 to 3 sets per muscle group per workout for most of my clients because number one, it works very well. And I would go so far to say as if everybody even people who are currently working out, if they started training legitimately with good form, full range of motion, and actually taking their sets close to failure, because most people aren't. That's the kicker. Most people aren't. So they have to do a bunch of sets to make progress because their sets aren't hard enough. And even then, they may not be doing enough work to make progress. When you're doing good form, full range of motion, taken close to failure, 2 to 3 sets will get you incredible results. And for people who are already working out, like probably 80-90% of those people, if they switched over to doing it that way, they will see better results than what they're doing currently with less time in the gym and less recovery demand. All right, so number one, 2 to 3 sets per muscle group per workout. It works very well. Number two, the recovery capacity, right? Like, you can do more, but at some point you're going to run into recovery issues. Like, just take the great gains that you're going to get from 2 to 3 days a week, and there's no reason to push the envelope if you're an everyday man or woman. Next is just time in the gym, right? I'm not selling people on here's how you 100% maximize progress like I would if I was talking to bodybuilders, which is totally not my game. But if you're just an everyday man or woman looking to build a decent amount of muscle and strength, then you don't need to do all of that. A little bit goes a very long way. So hopefully I've convinced you, at least enough to try it, that all you need, 2 to 3 sets per muscle group per week to radically change how you look, how you feel, how you perform.